Hello everyone, it's Lauren. I'm here at Holme Park, the home of Sheffield United FC, and today I have the privilege of not only interviewing some of the managers, but also some of the players. I'm going to be getting match predictions as well as insider knowledge, as well as the players' experiences throughout the season. So let's go. Right, so I've started at the top with manager Kevin Watson. Now before we start, can you give us a quick introduction about yourself?
Of course, Lauren. As you've said, Kevin Watson, currently first team manager at Sheffield United. Clubs I've previously managed, Cray Valley, Paper Mills, Herne Bay and Ashford.
Thank you so much. So since you took over from the legend Ernie Batten in March this year, how do you feel initially stepping up to this role?
It's an absolute privilege to be approached about taking on the mantle from Ernie. Obviously he's done an exceptional job at the club. It's his club. He's built it from the ground up. So yeah, real privilege taking over from him, and just hopefully we can over time carry on the great work from the foundations that he left.
That's a really nice sentence. Okay, what has been the highlight of your experience so far?
At Sheffield United?
At Sheffield United.
I suppose naturally I'd have to say the cup win, the convincing cup win, the 9-0 result really. I suppose that stands out for most people as a highlight in the short time we've been here.
Along the same sort of lines, what has been, how do you think the season's going so far? I know it's very early on, but how do you think it's going so far?
It's been a little bit up and down in terms of results. I think that myself, Tommy and the rest of the management team were aware that we'd have spells that be quite challenging, and other spells where it looks quite good on the surface. But that's a test of character for the club, for myself, for the players, etc. And as I always say, you learn more about yourself and others when you're facing a little bit of adversity. So it's been a little bit rocky at times, but we're still convinced that with the playing squad, when we have everybody fit and available, that on our day we can be really competitive.
I love watching the games too. I really like that side of it. What has been your favourite part of match days so far?
I think it's just being around the culture of the changing room with the players, challenging players to improve, giving tactical information to see if they can take that on board. In-game, trying to identify patterns, areas to exploit in terms of the opposition, get that information on the pitch, and then reflect on games and just continuously try and improve.
Okay, and here's just a really quick fire question. Do you prefer home or away?
Oh, home without a doubt. Obviously, we're very fortunate to have the facilities we've got here. Our home ground, and our results have probably been more favourable at home than they've been away. Especially midweek, it's sometimes quite difficult when you're going on journeys to various locations midweek, trying to battle the traffic, etc. But I think the players enjoy playing on the surface out there as well. It's been constructed extremely well, and probably, whilst there's a lot of artificial surfaces out there now, I think this one's probably one of the best.
I also agree with that. I like how the pitch has been redone as well. And just one more thing before I ask the final question. If the game isn't going as successfully as you planned, what do you do for motivation? How do you bring the team back up again?
I think it's very easy to express frustration from the management team, and I don't always think that has the desired impact on players in terms of panicking them and transferring that frustration onto the pitch. So we try to stay relatively calm as a management team. Obviously one form of motivation is to give strong words to the players, etc. But we try to judge whether the right intent is there. As long as players are working really hard and trying to implement what we were asking them to do, that's acceptable. If it gets to a scenario where we feel that they're not doing that, then that's probably where, as a management team, we have to be a little bit stronger to them. we try to echo that in the changing room rather than publicly out there. But we just try to recognise things in game and give good information to players to allow them to perform better individually and then collectively as a team.
I think the support is also really strong as well. You can tell that they have a lot of dedicated people around them to help. So just before we end, can you give us a prediction for the game on Saturday, as you know we're playing?
A prediction? Well, last time we played Margate, it was a draw over 90 minutes. It was a cup game, so we won on penalties. I won't put a scoreline to it, Lauren. I know you want me to.
I want to.
I'm going to stay a little bit neutral with it and just say that
whatever happens, happens.
I believe it will be a tight game. Margate are a good side. They've done extremely well last season. They gave us a tough test when we played them last time. Look, performance off the back of our win against Herne Bay, and prior to that, where we didn't have some great performances or results. Myself and the management team are certainly looking for a good performance on Saturday at home.
Thank you so much for letting me do this interview. It's been an absolute pleasure and it's been lovely to meet you.
Yeah, and you, Lauren. Fantastic work. Keep it up.
Here with our first player, and just before we start the interview, can you give us a quick introduction to who you are and what position you play here for Sheffield United?
My name is Jacob Lambert and I am the number 11 and I'm an attacking midfielder.
Okay, thank you so much. So one of my first questions is, what is your highlight from Sheppey so far?
I think it's got to be the FA Cup game against Walsall. Also the game before that against Billericay. The amount of people that were here and that saw us make that incredible achievement, it was just one of the best nights ever.
I really liked that. I really enjoyed watching it as well. This is it's kind of a bit of a fun one. Who's the funniest player on the team? And you can say yourself if you want to.
No, I think definitely Dan Bradshaw. Some of the stories he comes out with are just too funny. Yeah, Dan Bradshaw.
Okay, next one. What is the best part about a match day?
Just playing football, I think. For me personally, it's probably my favourite thing to do. So to have that opportunity to do it every week in front of the fans is just really special.
Also related to your answer a bit, how does it feel to have such strong support from the fans, not only just here at home, but also at away games?
Yeah, it's massive because the fans are everything, really. Everything we do is for the fans. You know, they've supported this club probably longer than I've been alive. So to play football for them, yeah, it's really good. And their support never goes unnoticed, especially at away games.
And speaking of games, is there anything you do to kind of get ready or like in the zone before a game?
I tend to go for a walk in the mornings and then I always have the same thing to eat. I'll always have egg and avocado on toast. But yeah, just try not to go on my phone too much. Just sort of, just calm down before the game.
Sounds like a good meal. I'll enjoy that. And how do you work with everyone else together, even if it's just in training or if it is in a match? How do you kind of have the kind of strength as you go through a game?
Well, there's a massive togetherness in any group of players, I think, especially in there. I've known some of them for quite a few years now, and all the new ones that have come in have settled in really nicely. And there's always a great group, especially them in there. We all get on well, and I think that's really important. The type of players that we have makes it easier when we're playing on the pitch.
This is a bit of a throwback question. When you were growing up, who was your football inspiration, and are they still now as well?
I'd say Luka Modric, and yeah, he probably still is.
Still is, yeah.
Definitely.
If you weren't playing football, training or playing at games, what would you be doing, do you reckon?
Probably nothing. Literally nothing. Maybe in the gym, running. I've got a bad answer to that one really because I'm always playing football. I don't really know what I'd be doing if I wasn't playing.
And also, just before we end, do you have any football advice for those who are watching this interview?
I'd just say never give up, really. Keep practicing, keep working hard, because you never know where it might take you. You know, you can never give up. For me, in my experience, I gave up because I was too small, but I got back into it and now I'm really enjoying it again, and I'm really grateful that I had that perseverance to carry on.
And one last final question. This might be a little bit difficult, but can you describe Sheppey in one word?
The team or the island?
Just the team, Sheppey United.
Family.
Thank you so much for doing this interview. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. Okay, so I'm here with our next player. So before we start, for those watching, can you give us a quick introduction and who you are and what position you play here at Sheppey United?
Okay, I'm Hassan Ibrahim and I'm a centre midfielder.
Lovely. And what's been your highlight from playing for Sheppey so far?
I've just recently signed, so I haven't really got a highlight as of yet. But probably our last win, which was a 1-0 win against Bay in the cup game. So far, yes, good highlight.
Okay, a bit of a funny one now. So far, who's been the funniest player on the team?
Ooh, there's a few in there, to be fair. I think EG's quite funny, Meds is funny. You've got them unintentional funny players as well, to be fair. Billy's got a bit. I think Bradshaw's got a bit as well, to be fair. I think everyone's got a bit.
Everyone.
So I can't really single out someone, yeah.
What is the best part about a match day?
I think just the prep. The prep from the start of when you start your day, so your breakfast, just your routine. I'm a sort of routine guy, so everything's got to be in place for me to feel like I'm on it for the match day. And then obviously the music when you get into the music and the little treats you get before the game, so the sweets and all the good stuff.
Have you got a go-to song? I love music. Have you got a go-to song you listen to?
I haven't got one in particular, but I think a few of the boys have got some good music in there anyway. But if I'm going to have to listen to one, I like a bit of Amapiano music anyway, so yeah, along that line.
Along the kind of line of your answer, is there anything that you always do to get ready for a game? So like every single time you're here at a game or maybe training, is there anything that you do?
Prehab. So before I go out to train or before I go out on a match, I have like a probably 15-minute sort of session to myself where I'm stretching, I'm just foam rolling or doing my extra bits to get prepared for the game.
And so far, how does it feel to have such strong support from the fans, not only here, but also at away games?
Yeah, good. The following is quite a strong following. The fan base is obviously a good fan base. Obviously, since I've only been there for a short time, but they've been very welcoming to me. And I feel well supported and the boys have welcomed me well, so yeah.
And when you are training or in a match, how do you feel that, in your own opinion, how do you feel that you all work together? Is there like a particular thing that really stands out for you when it comes to togetherness as a team?
I think everyone just being on the same sort of wavelength and same page. So we have our banter, but we also have our balance of seriousness. So when we're in training, so we know how to mix it when it's a bit of fun, then it's a bit of seriousness, because obviously we've got to be as professional as we can and take it into the games.
Who was your football inspiration and why? And have they changed or have you got the same one now?
I think my sort of idol or inspiration growing up, there was a few players, but one that plays in my position, probably Paul Scholes. Similar position, was sort of similar height, similar sort of style of play. So yeah, he's my sort of inspiration, and his journey from obviously the youth team into the first team was quite inspiring.
And if you weren't playing here and training here, what do you think you'd be doing? Do you have any idea of what you would be doing?
Yeah, now I know. I've just recently started playing paddle.
Have you?
Yeah, and it's really addictive. So I found another sport, because I've played a few other sports, but nothing's come close to football. But if I'm going to pick a sport after football that I'll go into and play and enjoy, it would definitely be paddle.
I like that answer. I also like the idea of paddle too. Do you have any football advice for any people watching?
For the young players that are probably starting out their journey, work hard. There's going to be setbacks. Just keep going. There's highs and lows. Obviously, there's that famous saying of never too high and never too low, and keep persevering. And obviously, hopefully with your hard work, with a bit of luck, it should pay off.
And finally, one last question, a bit of a tricky question, but can you describe Sheppey United FC in one word?
Family.
Same as Jacob, exact same.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. It's the same, because I've only been there probably about 3 or 4 weeks now, and that's the vibe that I've got. everyone's quite friendly and welcoming, and it seems like a real community here. So hence why I use the word family, and I don't really use that a lot. So yeah.
Thank you so much for letting me do an interview today. It's been a pleasure to meet you. So I'm here with our next player. So just quickly before we start, for those watching, can you give us a quick introduction to who you are, what position you play here at Sheffield United as well?
Hello, my name is Etel Guet, and I'm a midfielder for Sheppey. Oh, what was the other question, sorry?
What position you play here, and just a quick introduction. So anything you want to say, really, just introducing yourself.
Yeah, like I was saying, my name is Etel. I'm a midfielder. I just enjoy playing with Sheppey, to be honest, you know, because it's a thing where, like, because we stick together, we're strong, we're like a family. So that's what I really enjoyed about this club.
Okay, what has been your highlight from Sheppey so far? Is there one particular moment that stands out for you?
Yes, actually, I would say the FA Cup when I scored 2 goals. Obviously, it wasn't good going 1-0 down, but obviously me scoring those 2 goals made us go through the next round, and they were actually good goals. So yeah.
Bit of a fun one. Who is the funniest player on the team?
I mean, we have a few candidates for that, but I'll say the funniest that actually make me laugh is Mehdi Elito, yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to match day, what do you think is the best part about it?
Oh, that's a good question, to be honest. I think the good thing about it is because we get to get together to speak, vibe, you know, like before going to war, I guess. But yeah, like I said before, it's a thing where, like, because we stick together, like, it shows a lot, and obviously I'm really comfortable around the club.
Okay, how does it feel to have such strong support from the fans, not only here at home but also at away games?
Do you know what it is? I have to give the fans, you know, the flowers, to be honest, because we haven't won all our games. So for them to still be there is a good feeling. You know, it's a support that obviously you can't ask for, but obviously they turn up and support us all the time. So yeah.
Speaking of games, is there anything you always do to get ready before a game?
The basic, really, like listening to music. You know, that's my biggest thing. You know, I like being in the mood before going to play football. But I would say, yeah, listening to music, doing a few bits before going on the pitch.
Have you got a favourite song that you listen to just before?
Yeah, obviously I got to listen to French music, but I got a few ones that are good. Yeah.
And when you are on the pitch, whether that's training or in a match, how do you feel that you all work together?
I think because obviously we work together by understanding each other. You know, when like everything don't go the right way, it's how, like, the characters, it's how we react to it, and I feel like we've done that, and that's what is making us, like, be stronger and stronger.
When you were younger, who was your football inspiration, and have they changed now? Or are they still your favourite?
About footballers or just normal in general?
Can be a footballer, but it can be in general as well. Is there just anyone that's a big inspiration to you?
I think in general, my older brother, I used to watch him play football with his friends, so I always try to get involved. But yeah, I would say my brother. But if we're talking about professionally, I would say Ronaldinho, to be honest. Yeah.
Good answer. If you weren't playing here for Sheffield United, where else do you think you'd be? What would you be doing?
As in, like, for another club or another sports?
Anything in general, like a sport. Is there any sport you would be doing? You do?
I've got 2, to be honest. It's either boxing or basketball.
Very strong answers. Do you have any advice for those that are watching this interview about getting started in football or just playing in football in general?
I think the key point of playing football is about enjoying it and like do it because you like doing it, not because you want to do it. I feel like playing football is a sport that obviously, like, you need to be, like, mentally focused and mentally like happy to enjoy playing football. But yeah.
And my final question, if there was one word that you could describe Sheffield United with, what would it be? And so far, both of the players that I've had have said the same answer, so I'm very curious to see what you're going to say.
Do you know what it is? I think I said it earlier before. I think because we stick together that much, like we're becoming like a big family here.
Yeah.
You know, so what the other players said as well.
Every player that I've interviewed so far has said family.
Yeah. I feel like we get along well, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for doing this interview today. It's been a pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so we're here with not actually a player, but we have physio, I believe.
Actually, I'm a sports therapist.
Sports therapist.
Yeah,
Can I not? Oh, sports therapist. Okay, so for those watching, can you give us a quick introduction? Like, what's your name? What do you do here at Sheppey?
So my name is Erin Rose, first team sports therapist. So my job is I do match day cover. So we do all like the prep stuff before players go out. So any like strapping, taping, that sort of stuff. Get the compression boots ready. I don't tend to do massage because I'm old and I won't do it, and they love it. And then during the game, I do any like first aid stuff, so we can deal with anything from like major knocks to quite serious stuff. So like spinals, we haven't had anything majorly serious, touch wood, yet, but that's what we do. And then after that, I'll liaise with the players, go through any injuries. We do rehab, which is what I'm here to do tonight, and some treatment. Liaise with the coaching staff, so I'm kind of like that middleman between the coaching staff and the players, really. So yeah, it's good fun.
Before you come here, is there anything that you do to kind of prepare for anything? Do you have like a kind of tradition that you do all the time, or do you just take every day as it goes?
I'm kind of a take every day as it goes kind of girl. I'll probably put makeup on because I look quite frightful without it. And and make sure I eat a bit. Get the team sweets, actually. I have to get those for the fizz bag because, they get a bit grumpy if we don't have them on the bench. So we normally have a selection. So that's usually the main thing I have to make sure we have.
Have they got any favourites?
I don't know, licorice pencils are quite a favourite at the minute. They've gone. I've turned a few into Parma Violet fans, which you wouldn't believe. Yeah, see, there you go, the humble Parma Violet. What else do they like? Obviously Haribo, like jelly mix and stuff, I quite like those. But yeah, the licorice pencils so far, they're a bit of a win.
I definitely love Parma Violets. I think they're
Parma
lovely.
Violets,
Yeah.
yeah.
So of course you have quite an important role here. How do you kind of differentiate doing a role like this to also taking time out of it as well? Because it is a very important job.
It is pretty full on. I run two teams. So I've Sheppey and then I have an ice hockey team in Romford that I run for the season. So I thought I was stressed last year. This year is a whole new level of stress. But, you get to work with a great bunch of guys. So it kind of makes it a lot easier when you have a fab bunch that you get to work with. And I just play a lot of golf, really. That kind of helps my stress levels a bit in between running my own clinic. So, yeah.
It's nice to see that you also have a lot of other sports as well that you do as well. Speaking of the players, do you have one that's the funniest? We've had a lot of varied answers today.
Bradders can be quite funny on the bench. He's like my little nest buddy. He's quite comical. Who else? Actually, Mehdi can come out with some little one-liners. It's quite funny. Bill's come out with some and Arch. They were quite funny at the weekend. But yeah, probably Bradders at the minute. I spend the most time on the bench with him, so.
And just before we end, have you got one word that could describe Sheffield United FC as a whole? Or it can just be what you think about what you do?
Family.
That is everyone's response so far. So it's very clear that it's a very strong community here.
Yeah, I think it is. And I think, I've worked in team sport for, 15 seasons now, across football and ice hockey. And that family feel is a good thing to have. I think any club that has a tight-knit community and base behind it, and the players that gel, I think family is kind of something that they would all use and describe. So I think it's a huge compliment when players especially will kind of see it as a bit of a family, because you go to battle, as it were, for 9 months of the year. You get clattered around the pitch or ice if you're in the ice hockey world. You kind of go through the highs and you go through the lows together. You need to be a bit tight, and I find that always really helps.
Thank you so much for taking some time. Appreciate it very much. It's been lovely to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, I'm back here at Sheppey, and congratulations first of all.
Thank you very much.
Can you give everyone watching just a quick introduction to yourself? What position you play here at Sheffield United?
So I'm Rolando Onu, I play striker, and yeah, I just try to help the team score goals.
Absolutely amazing one as well today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so how did you think the game went today?
Yeah, no, I think it was a good game. I just think we probably should have taken our chances early in the first half, but aside from that, I think it was a good game to come out and win at the end. So, yeah.
What did you contribute to the game for those that missed it?
Got a goal and assist, helped out my mate Billy, who got his first goal of the season, so happy to do that.
How do you feel about that? I bet the feeling was absolutely ecstatic.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy not just to score goals but to create goals as well. As long as it helps the team win, then I'm happy.
Okay, and during half time, what were the kind of thoughts going around the team? Was there any sort of uncertainty, or were you full on confident?
I think we were really confident, to be fair. I think we knew it was a tight game, but I feel like we knew that we'd come out on top, kind of thing. We knew we were the better team.
Okay. It was a great game. I really enjoyed watching it. You can say yourself for this question, who is your player of the match?
No, I'd say, aside from myself, I definitely have to give it to Billy. He played great today.
Thank you so much. And just before we end the interview, I've been asking every player I've had the pleasure to interview so far, can you describe Sheppey in one word?
Togetherness.
I really like that. Do you have a reason why you've said that?
Ever since being here, it's felt like home. Even being on loan from Dover, I still feel like, the community, everyone's behind the team, and it doesn't feel like I'm out of place here at all.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to interview you. Good luck for the rest of the season and well done today. I'm here with the next player. Congratulations on the game. Absolutely amazing game. Really enjoyed it. For those watching, can you give us just a quick introduction about yourself and what position you play here at Sheffield United?
Yeah, sure. So I am Billy and I am an attacking midfielder.
Okay, so how do you think the game went today?
I think if you break it down into stages, I think it was a fairly even game. However, on reflection, we probably created the more of the chances. So you'd argue that we deserved to win the game. I think in possession we was okay. Could have probably been better. But overall, everybody's just chuffed that we got the win and 3 points.
Of course, I saw the game, I watched the game, but for those who couldn't make it today and are watching this, what did you contribute to the match today?
So I got a goal. I got the first goal, which was a nice finish, nice feeling.
Goal.
Thank you. Just work rate. I think everybody dug in, to be honest, and we got our rewards because we scored a last-minute goal, and that's credit to the boys for believing, continuing with that fighting spirit, and that's 2 on the bounce now, which was 2 late winners, and that just builds confidence, togetherness, and we hopefully can take that into Tuesday.
How did that feel? Because I, for one, was there screaming, chanting along. How does it feel to get not only such strong support from the fans, but being able to just score and get that reaction and get the points back up for the team?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's really nice. I think every fan would want a last-minute winner just for that excitement factor. And we made them wait for it today, but you could see and you could hear the fans when we scored, and you could just see the reaction from the boys and the bench and everybody involved. It was just a real good way to win the game today.
In at half-time, when you went back in, what were your thoughts? Were there any sort of nerves that you had going into it, or was you pretty confident?
I think a bit of both. I think we probably all know that we could have been better, probably individually. And Kevin and the guys certainly made us aware of that. And I think in the second half, scoring so quickly gave us that confidence, and then we managed to keep possession for probably 10-15 minutes from there. Then following their goal, we had a bit of a shaky kind of back and forth. But then, our rewards, as I said, were paid off because the last 10 minutes I think we was on top, and I think we deserved to win the game because of that. It's just a real good feeling all round.
And now the next one, it's sort of kind of in your favour here, because congratulations on getting man of the match. But if you could give anyone else it, who would you give it to and why?
Probably Lambo, just even though he didn't contribute, he gets it most weeks, so probably Lambo. But no, I think everybody that contributed, whether it was 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 90 minutes, I think we all deserve it today. We can take that into Tuesday.
And one final question. We've had some mixed responses actually, but a few have said majority of the same answer for this one. But if you could describe Sheffield United in one word, what would it be?
Mine might be slightly different to others just because I've got a kind of deeper affiliation with the club. I've been here for a number of years. But probably community is the first word that springs to mind. My family come here and the fans will welcome them and welcome me, and everybody involved within the club behind the scenes just have that community togetherness feel. And I think that shows with the players that the management have recruited as well, because we all buy into that and we all notice that. And yeah, it's a one club community.
Thank you so much for being one of my interviewers today. Congratulations and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
So we're here with the assistant manager of Sheffield United here. So those watching who may not know you, can you just give us a quick introduction to what you do here at Sheffield United?
Yes, my name is Tommy Osborne, and I'm the assistant manager. And me and Kevin, who is the manager, will just put the training sessions on, pick the team, and things like that.
Okay, so what has been a Sheffield highlight for you so far, just being here? Is there a particular moment that stands out to you?
Well, we've had a mixed bag this season. There's been some real good bits and some real poor bits, if you like. But I would say we had a good win in the FA Cup, which we won a game 9-0, which I think is the highest Sheffield have ever won a game. We've had a couple of good wins against teams that are fancy to get promoted this year. So I would say they're probably my high point so far. Early days though.
And of course we had a game today and we managed to win 2-1, so congratulations to everyone. What were your thoughts going into that game? Was there any sort of like half-time moments where you're a bit like, oh, maybe not so confident, but was it full confidence there?
Well, we've lost 3 league games on the bounce, so it's really important today that we try to stop that rut, if you like. We won last Saturday in the Cup with a last-minute goal, so that gave the boys confidence going into today's game. I felt in the first half we played very well, and I thought in the second half there was probably from both sides a little bit of a lack of quality at times. But I still felt confident that we, even at 1-1, when the game did quieten down a little bit, I still felt we had a goal in us. And maybe that's from last week, scoring really late in the game. That made us believe a little bit more today. So I was still confident 1-1 we could win the game, and thankfully we got a late winner.
Now a bit more of a group question about the team. Who's the funniest player to you and why?
Oof, the funniest player, what a question that is. The funniest player, I would have to go as probably Dammy at right back, because he's got a very bubbly personality, and he's always sort of laughing and joking around all the lads.
Mm-hmm. And what is the best part about a match day like today?
Winning. Yeah, I think it's very results driven on match day, because you can play really well and have a good performance and lose, and you're still down in the dumps. So I would say on a match day, I'm always happy if we win.
Okay, and how does it feel as an assistant manager to get the support from fans, not only here, but also at away games?
Well, playing here, getting sort of close to 400, I think that's a real big incentive for the team to do well and want to win a game of football, because not every club at our level has that luxury. So that's a huge help when we play at home. When we play away, you get a little bit of stick from the fans and things like that, but that's to be expected. But certainly playing here, the players they do really appreciate having a following.
I think it's lovely to see the support from everyone, because you can see it in the crowd today as I was watching. What is it like for you to come back from a game and win? Is there anything you do like afterwards to maybe like relax, or do you just go out and celebrate?
No, after a game, it can be sometimes I might pop out or just have a night in. It's more if we do win a game, whatever I'd done the week before, I will try and do the same the next week. So try and get in a little bit of routine if you have 2 or 3 good results, and then just see if that hopefully brings you a little bit of luck.
And the final question for today's interview, I've asked around a lot of the players and also some other managers as well, if you could not survive. If you could describe Sheffield United in one word, what would it be and why?
Oof, one word. Exciting, because I think when you come here and you see the setup and you see that you get sort of 400 sort of supporters come and watch you, as I say, you don't get that at every ground at our level. So it gives you a real good feeling when you turn up.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.